Attention please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Yes.
We'll take a stroll behind the Green Monster, and then the destination is inside Fenway Park, where it is time for baseball. As the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Boston Red Sox. Game 2 of a 4-game set from Fenway Park in Boston, Massachusetts. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball, along with Joe Girardi and David Cohn. I'm Michael Kay. Last night's game, you have to wash that away. 4 errors, that's not the one you put in the guidebook at all. So how do you bounce back from that? You get a good pitching performance. Let's take a look at the Home Depot working on a win pitching matchup. The young left-hander, Peyton Tolley, gets start for Boston. For the Yankees, Will Warren. Very reliable, David. The numbers are very good.
Yeah, overall, very good. The month of June, a little bumpy ride for him in terms of owning the strike zone like he did earlier in the year, and that is a key for him. He leads with that fastball. It's a two-headed monster, the four-seamer that has deceptive right on it, and the two-seamer that can run back to the corners. That is the key for Will Warren, and getting in the strike zone with that pitch is going to be a key tonight.
And he gets that called third strike since the beginning of last year. The most called third strikes in 93. A couple of Red Sox are next on that list. Now, one of the guys he has to deal with is Caleb Durbin. Red Sox got Caleb Durbin from the Brewers, and they expected pretty good things from him. The beginning of the year was awful for him. The fans turned against him, but of late, he's starting to hit the way they thought.
Yeah, he got the reputation in Milwaukee as being a tough out who didn't strike out much, a really good defender, and you're going to see him go the other way. He has the ability to hit with 2 strikes. You're going to look at this play he made on Rosario. This ball was smoked. He knocked it down. No panic. Gets up. Strong throw. And he was a guy that pulled the ball in the air a lot. And that's perfect for Fenway Park as he hit this home run in the 6th inning last night to put them up 4-2.
All right, first 48 games, see the batting average 163. Last 24, it's bumped up to 329. This is more the player they thought they were going to get. Well, the Yankees have to be tighter today than they were yesterday. This is not something that Tom Amansky would put on a video. It was not good baseball. 6 unearned runs. What did the Yankee manager, Aaron Boone, think about it? Well, Meredith Morocco asked that question. We'll hear the answer next.
Welcome back to Yankees baseball on Yes on a Friday night at Fenway. Tonight, the Yankees will try to get back on track. Game 2 of the 4-game series between the Yankees and the Red Sox is set to get underway in just a little bit. Hey everyone, I'm Meredith Morakovitz coming to you from inside the Green Monster. Last night's loss was not pretty by any stretch of the imagination. The Yankees defense failed them, committing a total of 4 errors on the evening en route to a 6-3 loss. After the game, I asked Aaron Boone why he thought his team was unable to play some clean baseball.
Yeah, we just didn't do a good job of taking care of the ball tonight. Ball falling in there. Just not up to the way we've been playing or capable of playing. And ultimately it was too much to overcome.
And the Red Sox are throwing yet another lefty tonight, but the Yankees lineup does look a little bit different. No Ben Rice. He has the evening off. He'll be available off the bench, so Paul Goldschmidt is in there at first base. Ahmed Rosario is DHing, and your outfield from left to right is Bellinger, Jones, and Dominguez. Jose Caballero is playing third base. Plenty more to come here on the Yes Network. When we get back, Michael Kay will be joined by David Cohn and Joe Girardi. First pitch next on Yes.
Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Nissan. Hop into a Nissan Rogue and hit the road to adventure. Shop NissanUSA.com. By Sage, proud accounting software provider of the New York Yankees. By Mohegan Sun, beyond your wildest. And by Hyundai. Hyundai gives you America's best warranty on every new vehicle. Visit Hyundai.com for more information. Happy birthday to Derek Jeter. Want to feel old? He's 52 today. Hope you have a great day, Derek. Some of the great shortstop that have played in this rivalry, the Yankees and the Red Sox. Another beautiful evening here at Fenway Park. And there he is, the man who managed Derek for a lot of his career, and that is Joe Torre. Got a nice ovation on the field before the game. The Hall of Famer. 4 World Championships with the Yanks. Let's take a look at the Yankee lineup. Joe didn't write it. Aaron Boone did. Paul Goldschmidt's at first base. Ahmed Rosario, the DH, will bat second. Left fielder is Cody Bellinger hitting third. Cleaning up right fielder Jason Dominguez. Jose Caballero, he's at third base. He has 8 home runs this season. His career high is 9, so he's got a good shot at that. Jazz Chisholm Jr. at second, bats 6th. Batting 7th, the shortstop Anthony Volpe. Spencer Jones gets started against a left-hander. He'll be in center field, and he's going to bat 8th. And off the paternity list is the catcher Ali Sanchez, and he will bat 9th.
And that lineup will face this young lefty. It'll be his 12th start on the year, and you see those numbers kind of jump off the page. He's got some good stuff, some good presence on the mound. Let's give you a little bit more in our Nissan pitcher scouting report. And here we go, Joe. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, backseat freestyle. I mean, like Kendrick Lamar, that's how he pitches out there, just confidence and conviction. And the reason is, what's popping? Like Jack Harlow, what's popping is his heater. That's why he pitches with confidence. This guy's got some stuff. And chicken fried, he's 6'6", 250 out there, like Zach Brown band. I think he likes chicken fried steak. What do you?
I think it's more like 270, 280.
So I'm relieved they're all alive, right? I don't get to make the same mistake again?
Yes, they are.
Okay, good.
You hear her song, though. Ain't No Love in Oklahoma. It's from Stillwater, Oklahoma. You should have had that on there.
Let's take a look at defense behind Peyton Tolley. That's brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Duran, Rafaela, and Abreu. That's a pretty good defensive outfield. Durbin, Chang, Siegler, and Contreras. Third to first. Connor Wong behind the plate. Mickey Gasper is the DH, and on the mound, David Dutel is Peyton Tolley. Duran giving a listen, getting a close-up. Even closer. There you go. Goldschmidt is set. Peyton Tolley is ready. And let's do it here at Fenway. First pitch, grounded foul. We're underway.
Goldie's trying already. He's 8 for 18 leading off games with 7 extra base hits. He was trying to hit a double right there.
Wow, that's getting the head out right there. Yeah. Isn't that first pitch heater?
High pop-up. It's on the right side. Siegler with the catch. Tyler Jones is the home plate umpire. Umpire scouting report brought to you by your local Kia dealers. So he's considered neutral. 46 of his calls have been challenged. Half of them overturned. 10th game behind home plate this season, just in his 2nd big league season. Here's Rosario. He's the DH tonight, and he swings at the first pitch and fouls it back.
So in his last start against Seattle, Seattle was so aggressive against him. He threw like 35 pitches in the first 4 innings.
One and one. Just 79 in 6 innings. Now Tolley is a big guy, 6'6", 250, but he gets a lot of extension. That makes his already fast fastball play up a bit more. His extension 7 feet 4 inches, just a little behind guys like Mizorowski, Gilbert, and Glasnow. And Rosario down on strikes.
Well, there's popping, right?
Yeah, that's what's popping right there. And he's got a low arm slot, to Michael's point, and that extension from a lower slot creates that righting action up in the zone and right on by.
Something to watch, though. That fastball was only 94. He usually sits around 96, 97. He has only thrown twice on normal rest. This is the 3rd time. His ERA is not good. In the minor leagues, he didn't spend much time. They pitch once a week. So this is unusual for him.
Cody Bellinger's had a rough go of it. He's 1 for 13 on the road trip. He's 4 for his last 27 in his last 8 games. He's gone 8 games without an RBI. He's still at 49, average at 267. Siegler. will get Bellinger, and the Yankees go down in order against Peyton Tolle, and the Red Sox coming to bat. Yankees go down in order against Tolle. Now it's Will Warren's turn against this Red Sox starting lineup. Gasper, the DH, leads off. Rafaela in center, and Abreu over and right. He has not done well against the Yankees. 6 games, 3 for 22 this season. Wilson Contreras at first. Jaron Duran will play left. Caleb Durbin at third base, bat 6th. And 7, 8, 9 would be Siegler, Wong, and Chang.
And here is Will Warren for his 16th start on the year, towing the slab at Fenway. Boy, that is a great place to do it. I love pitching here. The atmosphere, his numbers are good. Let's tell you a little bit more on our Nissan pitcher scouting report and weapon of choice. That's an old Fat Boy Slim Bootsy Collins remake. And his weapon of choice is that fastball, that 2-seam, 4-seam combination, and it's a low rider from down under a little bit. The low release point and the action on his fastball is very deceptive. And Walk This Way, the seminal pop culture moment when Aerosmith and Run DMC got together to create that song, or remake that song.
Gasper takes a strike.
To me, you know, with Will Warren, he gets a little trouble over the last few starts with some walks and getting some deep counts. That's the key, I think, for him, is to get back in the strike zone more often.
I don't think he uses his curveball and changeup enough either. He's pretty fastball dominant, and he's had so much success with it. I understand it, but I think pitching in the summer is different than pitching when it's cold.
Yeah, I agree. He only uses it about 2 to 3% of the time. We both like his curveball a lot.
Jazz Chisholm. 1 away. We'll take a look at the Yankee defense, brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Bellinger, Jones, and Dominguez left to right in the outfield. First to third is Goldschmidt, Chisholm, Volpe, and Caballero. Sanchez behind the plate. Caballero, our Car-Shield defensive player profile. 5th start this season at third base, and the 38th of his career. He was in left field yesterday. Here's Cedon Rafaela. Foul back. Take a look at the arsenal of Warren, StatCast 3D by Google Cloud.
Yeah, to your point, Joe, I mean, the sweeper over 20% of the time, it's got great movement. It's kind of hard to command a sweeper.
Here's one. That's a pretty good one. That's coming right here, Coney.
And out of play.
But the sweeper, sometimes I think it's just a spinner. Sometimes his body gets in front of his arm lags a little bit, and that's the one that gets hit. He doesn't really seem to do that with his curveball.
Especially the left-handed batters. You know, you and I did that a lot. El Duque did it a lot. Stealing strikes with the curveball early in counts.
Coney, there's the one that's just, it's a ball out of his hand. But in so many scouting reports that we would get as a catcher, as a manager, that you would give to your pitching staff, is you always notice it takes first pitch curveball. So many hitters will take that first pitch curveball that you can steal a strike and not show them so many fastballs.
Caballero gets tested right away, and he just gets the hustling Rafaela.
Yeah, that's a really good play by Caballero. He comes and gets it. Makes a good, strong throw, an accurate throw. And Goldschmidt really knows how to play around the bag, the type of stretch that he needs. And it's a really good play on both ends. Cedon can run, and that's a big guy to keep off the bases.
Caballero's transition very quick.
Yeah.
He gets rid of it.
But you think about that's like turning a double play almost. When it's hit to you, it's short.
And a strike to Abreu. Clubbed into center field. Going back, Jones on the track at the wall. Leaps, he can't make the play. And it caroms out into right center field. Abreu will go to third. And the throw is not nearly in time. It's a triple for Wilyer Abreu.
It's a young man that's got really, really good power, and this is a fastball. He's trying to go up higher and probably in a little bit more. And Spencer Jones looked like he had a chance to catch it. I mean, this is a tricky outfield to play. You got to back up all over the place. I think he thought he might have had a home run. Then he realized, no, I don't. I got to go. I got to go. I got to go. And he can run a little bit, too, as well. Outstanding defender. Pretty good player for the Red Sox over the last couple of years. A couple Gold Gloves.
Yeah, he's a keeper.
Yeah, and if you're going to see him, he's looking for the wall. He's trying to get there. No, he doesn't really have much of a chance there. It's just over his head, and he hits that screen.
Yeah, the garage door out there. That's a tough maneuver out there.
Throws a breaking ball to Contreras for a strike. 1-1.
Yeah, Contreras really does struggle with breaking balls, but as you saw with Cam, he will chase that fastball up in the zone too. Tried to stay on the inner half with his four-seamer on him up.
You know, we talk a lot about hitting with runners in scoring position, right? Well, we never talk about the pitchers. You know, strand rate. That's just a big a deal for a pitcher right here for Will Warren with 2 outs to strand that runner at third.
Another breaking ball, strike. 2-2.
2 good sweepers to him, you know, to get strikes. Now he can do a lot of different things. To me, he can expand a little bit with that sweeper. You look at that, just great spin. Or he can go up and in with that fastball, that four-seamer, because he wants to swing. Not down there. Heads up on deck.
That's what you call taking one out of the glove.
That's called looking breaking ball and then an emergency hack. So does he try to do the two-seamer off the plate? He likes to tunnel those two in a row, where the four-seamer, it's a strike out of his hand the whole way. The two-seamer starts as a ball and then comes back.
That one is lined into center field. It's a base hit. Abreu will score. Contreras with an RBI single makes a big turn, but he'll head back to first, and the Red Sox have a 1-0 lead.
Well, that's exactly what we're talking about. When you're batting and you can get a big clutch 2-out RBI single like that on a sinker that just stayed on the plate.
And here's the thing. I think he's trying to go away, but catchers, again, sit down the middle a lot more than we used to. And there's a situation, if you miss, you can only miss off the plate because you have an open base. You have a really good hitter up, an RBI guy that really hits fastball. He made a mistake.
One 1-0 to Jarren Duran.
He really struggled with Boston last year. 3 starts, he only threw 14 to third innings. An ERA of 9.42.
What a great shot there of Torrey and Boone side by side.
You just need Joe in the middle. You have the last 3 Yankee managers.
There you go.
The only thing Joe doesn't have is a uniform on and a cherry pit in his mouth. That's all he's missing.
Tapped slowly and grabbed there by Caballero. He steps on the bag, beats Contreras there for the final out. But the Red Sox score a run on 2 hits with 1 man left. 1-0 Boston. Jason Dominguez leads off. Let's check out one of today's player props brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything. Dominguez hit 1 or more home runs tonight, plus 525. Dominguez, Caballero, and Chisholm against Tolley. A strike. Tolley has not allowed more than 3 runs in 10 of his 11 starts. Opponents at 218 against him. Really, pitching has not been the issue for the Red Sox. It's been offense. And he goes down on the curve.
Yeah, that's the one pitch they want him to use more. He's used it 8% of the time this year, Coney, but his last 4 or 5 starts only like 3%. And he throws so many fastballs that you're sped up. And there's so much difference in speed that hitters swing and miss. It's his biggest swing and miss pitch at 43%.
There's Jose Caballero. And a strike. One nothing Red Sox on the Contreras RBI single. And he tries to bunt and misses. 1-2.
It's like he thought it was low. That's why he pulled back. He thought it was going to be low, so he pulls back, thinking it's a ball, but it was a strike.
It was so much movement as a hitter. It's really hard to challenge that unless you really know. Your head's moving all over the place. Yeah, he wasn't sure. I think he would have been right if he challenged it.
It's close, very close. If anything, and nipped it right at the bottom.
Swing and a miss. 3 strikeouts for Tolley.
Well, the Yankees had a hard time figuring him out in April where he had 11. This is just a good 4-seamer.
Yeah, I mean, there's more than meets the eye. It's not just about velocity or spin. It's the big old fellow out there throwing from a lower slot, kind of a funky delivery, hides the ball. Kind of all in the recipe of what makes a fastball effective or not.
Check out Coors Banquet Start Your Legacy on Peyton Tolley. 4-seam velocity. Peyton is 4th in the majors. Fouled straight back.
That was coming in a little hot.
You got to pay attention up here.
Michael, you got us, right?
Yep.
Yeah, all right. Jazz took him deep, though. Jazz has got him in his book.
Not a at bat as he strikes out the side. 4 strikeouts in 2 innings for Tolley. We go to the bottom of the 2nd.
Welcome back to Fenway Park as we head to the bottom of the 2nd. As I noted earlier, no Ben Rice in tonight's starting lineup. According to Aaron Boone, he is 100% healthy, available off the bench. He has been a little bit quiet at the plate as of late. 0 for 5 last night, just 4 hits in his last 26 at-bats. He did have 1 extra base hit. That extra base hit a home run. I asked Aaron Boone earlier today if he felt like pitchers are attacking him any differently, and he said, no, not necessarily. He thinks it's just a matter of facing some really tough lefties lately. They said the sample size of 6 games is so small, they are not worried about it.
Caleb Durbin with a bunt hit.
As I was noting, Michael, not worried about it with Ben Rice. He is a guy that has meant so much to this Yankees team. 281 average, 22 home runs, 53 RBIs. They said Rice will be just fine with another lefty on the mound. He's been looking for a day to give Rice a break. Again, will be available off the bench tonight. They believe he is going to play a big role in the future.
So Caleb Durbin, over his last 24 games, hitting .329. That average goes up with that bunt single. And Siegler takes the ball 1-0. Siegler making a 7th straight start at second base. 8 games with the Red Sox, 8 for 24. And he's called up or back up on Saturday when Isaiah Kiner-Falefa got hurt. And he came over from Milwaukee with Caleb Durbin and Andrew Monasterio. Base hit, center field. Durbin round second. He's going to go to third. Spencer Jones smartly flips into second. So first and third for the Red Sox against Warren. Nobody out.
Well, Ziegler's definitely making the most of his opportunities as he continues to hitting .333 before that at bat. Lines his single to center field hard. I mean, he doesn't really have a big swing. He's going to hit line drives all over the ballpark, and that's what he's been doing. Had a couple of hits yesterday, a double. It's been kind of a shot in the arm for the Red Sox. Now they have basically their middle infield that started in AAA up, as we're going to see Chang hit next.
Here's Connor Wong. Showing bunt, takes way outside. Goldschmidt was charging from first when he saw him run his hands up. Last 11 games, Wong hitting .323. He lost 3 inches over the winter. Before this season, been listed at 6'1", but the ABS strike zone measurements done by the majors, he's now 5'10". Yankees back for the double play at short and second. A strike.
Do you think what that box would look like with Eddie Goodell batting?
I wonder. It's supposed to change for every individual player.
Obviously, Eddie Goodell was the stunt that Charlie Finley pulled, or no?
Beck.
Yeah, Bill Beck.
Yeah.
Yes.
(3-1), and the bases are loaded, nobody out. A little bit of a struggle early for Will Warren. And Matt Blake will come out and talk with his right-hander.
Yeah, we kind of mentioned in the month of June that Will Warren's had some trouble with big pitch counts. Hard to get deeper in the games when your pitch count gets elevated and you start walking guys early.
Yeah, and he's been victimized too by some shaky defense at times, which makes him throw more pitches per inning. He is not a guy that has a lot of success the third time through, and sometimes they've needed that from him. They are 12-3 in his starts, but again, here's a situation where you got to think, give him one, don't give him two. You could survive if you only give up 1 run here. Get a double play, don't worry about it.
Sung-Jae Chang called up from AAA today. Put in the lineup late when the Sox put Marcelo Meyer on the IL with a bone stress reaction to the left ulnar. It was his 4th big league game. He's 0 for 7, so looking for his first big league hit. 0-1. Been around during this offseason. Rays, Mets, Nationals, and then finally claimed by the Red Sox off waivers February 6th. Growing up, he wanted to be a pitcher because of Chien-Ming Wang. He played for Chinese Taipei in the World Baseball Classic. He stole 4 bases during the tournament. He also played for them in 2023. Bases loaded, nobody out. They get 1. And that's all they get. Run scores, so an RBI for Chang, and the Red Sox lead 2-0.
Well, again, it's that ground ball where you have to go to your left as a second baseman, and he runs too well for you to turn a double play. But what you did do is you kept the double play in order, and you can get a double play now because Gasper does not run as well as Chang, so you can still get the double play. Good job by Chaz. Now you got to make some pitches.
First and third. Gasper at the plate. And a strike. Gasper got off to a great start, but he has come back down to earth. Last 14 games hitting 156, 200 slug. This could be 2. There's 1. Back to first. Not in time. Run scores. Nice stretch by Goldschmidt, but Gasper beat it out to pick up an RBI, make it 3-0 Red Sox.
Yeah, I thought when it was hit, they had a chance. He makes a good feed. You see Chang, he's a smart base runner. He runs in the line of the throw, and he gets in the way of Volpe, and Volpe does not make an accurate throw, doesn't get a ton behind it. And I want to see you coming across the bag, not so stationary, because when you get stationary, you take your momentum away and you take away arm strength.
Rafaela jumps on the first pitch, a high pop-up on the left side. Volpe in left field will put it away for the final out. But the Red Sox add 2. They lead 1. We go to the 3rd. It's time for... How about that? On Peyton Tolley. Eats as many as 8 bananas before he starts, living by the motto, monkey never cramps. Obsessed with Sam's Club food court, especially the $1.50 hot dog combo and giant pizza slices. And his glove is stitched with "You're So Pretty," a tribute to his late mother, who used to shout it at his games.
That's my favorite one of the year.
Anthony Volpe takes outside. There it is, "You're So Pretty." She used to yell it at him when he did something good. What were the best chants of Joan Cone?
Yeah, I was just thinking Joan Cone did not say that one. That's for sure.
Did she have one?
Mostly it was throw strikes. She was frustrated that I was walking the yard and throwing temper tantrums out there.
I've never seen you throw a tantrum.
Yes.
Two and two. And swing. And a miss. And 4 strikeouts in a row. 5 for the game for Tolley.
Yeah, just a really good cutter down and in. To me, that's a slider because it's got so much movement. They call it a cutter. But obviously, he's ahead in the count. He's making the hitters defensive. He challenges them with fastballs, and they're not catching up, and they haven't figured him out yet. Curious to see this at bat.
And a strike to Spencer Jones. Spencer 1 for 7 in limited big league action against left-handed pitching. Had a 36.2% strikeout rate in the minors against left-handers. And a strike. High fly ball, shallow left field. Duran puts it away. 2 outs for the Yanks here in the 3rd.
I would think that the next time, if he got ahead of it, he would go to a breaking ball after that, because he just missed that. Hitting that ball probably in the left field bleachers.
There's Sanchez.
I'll say one thing. I'm a fan of these City Connect Boston unis. The green monster. It's one that's, you know, of all the City Connect uniforms, I think this one connects.
We were just talking about that the other day, Michael. Remember, like, what were your favorite? And you actually brought that up too.
Shallow center field coming on Rafaela. And Tolley has retired the Yankees in order in the first 3 innings. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd. Well, it's time for Pinstripe Pride, brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. And tonight's picture is of Mariangi and Jose, who looked like they had a ball when they were at the stadium. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride. Mention yes in pictures you post to social media to reflect your love for the Bronx Bombers. We might spotlight you in a future game. town. And this gem of a ballpark, which opened up in 1912. Red Sox are having a rough season, but they won last night. They're leading 3-0 tonight. Bottom of the third inning. And Rafaela will start it off here in the bottom of the third against Warren.
You know, the Red Sox did something last night. They were 2 runs down in the game and came back and won. They were down 2-0. In the first 43 games that they were down by 2 runs, at some point in the game they were 1-42. So only the second win they had come from behind win.
Hit sharply, and right there is Jazz Chisholm. 1 away as they retire Abreu. And here's Wilson Contreras, RBI single to drive in Abreu from third. That was in the first inning. Oh, and 1.
He was looking for that 4-seamer up and in. He got that sweeper.
And the first base umpire, Clint Bondrak, said he went around. Bob doesn't like it.
No, that's not going well after last night where the check swing wasn't called. That's pretty close.
I don't know if he went.
Yeah. Andrew Bailey, their pitching coach, ended up getting thrown out in the 9th inning.
I still cannot believe that the challenge system that's presently in the minors will be used up here, where you can actually go up to the foul line with the swing and it would not be considered a swing. That's a swing. That's a drive. Deep left. See it. Over everybody. On the Lansdowne Street. A home run for Contreras. It's 4-0 Boston.
Well, so far he has a sinker for a 2-out RBI single and a long home run on a 2-strike breaking ball that just kind of spun. The sweeper did not get away from him like the first couple did. And that's his 17th home run. And now he has 48 RBIs.
There goes that chant. 1-1.
Yeah, this is a hanger, a spinner that stays in the middle of the plate, and that one he can handle. And he will chase and has below average chase contact because some of his chases are so bad. That was just a ball that said, hit me.
Fly ball, center field coming on. Jones slides and holds on to make the play. Two away.
Yeah, this ball's it's a big swing that kind of got in on him a little bit, and I think Jones thought it was going to be hit further, and then he ends up having to slide and make the catch. And then we take a look at this homer. Look how high that pitches. That pitches above the waist, easy for him to elevate, easy for him to see, and he hits this ball a long way. Tony, you got a feet measurement on that one?
Yeah, it was almost 112 miles an hour off of his bat. It was 420 something feet.
Durbin reached on a bunt and later came around to score in the second. 1-1. 4-0 Boston in the bottom of the third. Game 2 of a 4-game set. Grounded foul. Still 1-2.
When I watch Caleb Durbin hit, he seems really aggressive with his lower half. He seems to swing hard, but he doesn't strike out and swing and miss a lot, which is unusual when it looks like you're swinging that hard.
Center field, Jones coming on, makes the play, chest high for the final out. But Contreras with the home run gives the Red Sox a 4-0 lead. The ultimate goal of an MLB fan? Well, seeing it all. The MLB Journey to 30 sweepstakes presented by T-Mobile is the ultimate bucket list. Enter now for your chance to win trips to all 30 ballparks. Yes, all 30. Go to MLB.com/Journey to 30 sweeps. Back to the top of the Yankee order. Goldschmidt takes a strike. Tolley has retired the Yankees 9 up, 9 down through the first 3. These leaders brought to you by your local Tri-State Buick dealer. So he's second in average against lefties this year. First in on base, slugging, and OPS. Otto Lopez of Miami is first in average at .452.
Coney, this is all set up the scenario for Tolley to give up a lot of runs. I'm going to tell you why. I told you how on 4 days rest he's pitched twice. It's a 5.06 ERA compared to an extra day. It is a 2.53. His velocity to me has considerably been down. We've seen a lot of 94s. We're not seeing the 96, 97, 98 like we saw the first time he came in town. And the other thing is this is his 12th start. He's had 2 with Connor Wong. That's his worst ERA.
Grounded to Durbin. And they get Goldschmidt for the first out.
So this is set up for the Yankees to score a bunch of runs.
The best laid plans, right?
Yeah.
To me, for a young pitcher, when you feel that, you know if you're a click slower with your velo, that means that your off-speed stuff should be used more. You learn how to pitch. You learn a little bit of the finesse side.
And there's a cutter. We've seen some curveballs tonight.
Everybody wants to pitch with their A game. When you've got your good stuff, your A game, it's when you don't. How do you do? How many times do you go out there with your A game? I probably went out there maybe 50-60% of the time where I had my good A game stuff.
John Smoltz would say it would be about a third of the time, and then he would say a third of the time I would have average stuff for me, and then a third of the time I would have below average for me. And it was what you did in the below average third that made your year.
Catch is made by Rafaela. Out number 2 here in the 4th. That'll bring up Bellinger. Play FanDuel's Daily Dingle for free every day for a chance at a profit boost if your selected player hits a home run. Here are the featured home run odds for today's players. Bellinger plus 800. Spencer Jones plus 900. Cody grounded to second in the first. 0-1.
See Cody stand in. You're going to see he's got blue marks all up and down that bat. It's just not on the barrel. Fouling pitches off, they kind of get glanced, and that's where you get those blue marks. He can foul some pitches off.
One and two.
I played with Hal McRae with the Royals, and he liked to use a black bat because he thought that the outfielders have trouble picking it up off the bat. You see, there's all those blue marks you talked about.
A lot of blue marks on that bat.
Using the whole thing. A lot of different theories of, hitters are as crazy as pitchers sometimes in the batter's box and their rituals and equipment.
Hitters a lot of times would want to use the light bat on day games because you couldn't pick up the ball from the bat and the white shirts in the stands.
Still 2-2.
First inning that he's thrown above 10 pitches. He went 9, 10, 10, and 16 this inning.
Lined right at Ziegler. Totally perfect through 4. 12 up, 12 down. Well, tomorrow, check out the next Major League Cricket game on Yes as reigning champion MI New York battle the Los Angeles Knight Riders. Watch batsmen, bowlers, and the sport that shares a lot of baseball's DNA. Catch all the action live tomorrow at 5:30 on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. That one's driven deep to right field, backing up Dominguez, reaches up and makes the play to retire Ziegler for the first out of the bottom of the 4th.
Pretty good jump on that ball from Dominguez. His route, he had to curl a little bit at the end, but he was moving right away. It allowed him to run that ball down. And right field is kind of like, in Fenway, it's kind of like left field in Yankee Stadium. There's a lot of ground to cover. And along that pole, it can get tricky. You can see he has to kind of straighten out, but just pretty good route. The more he sees it out there, the better he's going to get.
Connor Wong takes a strike from Will Warren. Wong hit 280 in 2024, dropped to 190 last year, and by dropping to 190, he lost his job to Carlos Narvaez. Gotten some of it back this year. That one's popped up. And Jazz gets an ice cream cone there, but hauls it in for the second out.
Is that better than a lollipop? It's your call.
Here's Sung-Chae Chang. RBI ground out, fielder's choice in the second inning. 24 years old. High fly, deep center, slow jump for Jones. He turns and looks, and a play off the wall. It's a double for Chang. It's his first big league hit.
Well, the one thing that he has done is he has come up swinging both at bats, swinging at the first pitch, making sure that he gets his 3 swings, and he hits this hanging changeup, I guess you'd call it. Just didn't have a lot of movement down. It was up in the zone. You can see it waist high. Really actually goes into his legs well. That provides some power for him. Jones does a good job of feeling off the wall and getting it in.
Mickey Gasper takes a ball. Now 2-0. Ground ball. Jazz fields, gets rid of it quickly and gets Gasper for the final out. No runs a hit, 1 man left. We go to the 5th. It's time for pitching decisions presented by Sage.
A whole lot of nothing from Tolley so far. No base runners, no nothing, no hits. And he's consistently ahead in the count, mixing all of his pitches well. Good looking curveball there. Very efficient as well.
Dominguez takes outside as we start the 5th inning here at Fenway. 4-0 Boston. Ground ball third base. Durbin backs up and fires. 1 away.
Yeah, he's had a pretty good sinker tonight.
You would think, yeah. I mean, you mentioned his velocity is a tick lower than what he averages, so his sinker down. That was 91, but had good movement on it. So
yeah.
Recognizing what you have and using what you have is really a key, and he's doing it. For a young pitcher, it's been impressive.
Caballero. 0-1. Center field, backing up Rafaela. 1 foot on the track, he makes the play, 2 down. Here's Jazz Chisholm Jr. He's always done pretty well against Boston. 25 games, 293, 344 on base percentage. That one's popped up. Totally making easy work of the Yankees. And Siegler puts it away. And Totally pitching a perfect game through 5 here in Boston. 4.5 in the books. We're halfway through. It's 4-0 Red Sox. Time to name that Yankee. Brought to you by Prevagen, made for your brain. 235, 1,109 hits, 191 home runs. A couple of years with the Yankees. A lot of years with the Diamondbacks. 1 year with the Mets. Finished up his career with the Angels. Cedon Rafaela. 2, 3, and 4 in the Red Sox order against Will Warren. Well, Sanchez looked like he wanted to throw that around the infield, but he did not challenge.
Does it come back enough? It's pretty close.
Squibbed on the right side. Charging is Chisholm. Gets rid of it quickly. They just got Rafaela, and he's looking to the dugout. He thinks he was safe. We'll see if they challenge. No, they will not.
Jazz has been busy tonight. That's a really, really good play because he has to hustle. And the one thing that you don't see a lot of times from a second baseman is arm strength. He's got pretty good arm strength, and he had to use it there. Good stretch by Goldie.
Two 2-0. Red Sox have 6 hits and 4 runs. Yankees, no hits, no walks, no base runners. Fly ball right field toward the gap. Dominguez runs it down, 2 away. And that'll bring up Wilson Contreras, 2 for 2. Last time up he hit a home run. Check out the exit velocity presented by Spectrum. 111.9, 418 feet. Right on the Lansdowne Street.
Light tower power.
Who had the most power you ever saw? Like just pure power.
Well, Darryl Strawberry put on some exhibitions in batting practice. He was one of those guys that would stop. I mean, Mark McGuire.
Did you play with Bo?
Yes, of course. Bo was incredible. Absolutely. When I think about Bo Jackson, I think about 5-tool player, true 5-tool player. Had a cannon for an arm. Saw Strawberry hit one off the roof in Montreal one day, opening day in 1988. Nobody knew where it was. It hit the roof, the ring.
Contreras gets right on top of that plate. His hands are over the plate. He gets hit a lot, and he doesn't appreciate getting hit, but when you're that much over the plate, it's going to happen. And I know his front foot is far from the plate, but you look at his back foot and he strides in. If it's coming in, it's hard to get out of the way.
Tied him up there, 3-2.
This is the pitch he was trying to throw probably the first inning.
Yes.
Yeah, that one's got teeth. It's running in.
And he ended up walking him. 3-0 to 3-2 to walk.
Jawboning going back and forth here.
Yeah, this is pretty normal for Contreras. He's an emotional player. He didn't like that he came in. You know, Goldie's doing a good job standing in front. And this is good. I mean, you got to protect your own. You got to protect your plate, and that's what he's trying to do.
And now they're coming in from the bullpen. A whole lot of running, but nothing else going on. I think the second pitch was up and in, and he stared out at Warren.
The Yankees need to be very careful here because players that are on the injured reserve list, the IL, are not allowed on the field during something like this. So, got to be very careful.
See Fernando Cruz talking to him.
Just a lot of jawboning going on there.
Yeah. I mean, he gets hit a lot. I mean, he's usually at the top of the league every year, but part of it is where he stands and how he strides into the baseball. And you want to tie him up. I mean, that's the one way to get out. We saw what happens if you leave a ball out over the plate, what he can do to it. So, in a way, it's a compliment to him because he's a really good hitter that you go hard in on him.
No, he was staring at Warren, and Warren wasn't having it. He was going right back at him. Here's the pitch that initially upset him.
Okay, that ball is what, an inch or two off the plate? That's not that much, but it's up, which hitters do not like, but it's not that high. And then here's the 3-2 pitch. And they've had a lot of battles, the Cardinals and the Cubs, right? Those two. I think Warren just stares at him like, what? You know, and someone has to, you know, just calm the situation down, calm him down.
You heard the umpire. Warnings issued to both sides. Kind of takes the ammunition out of both sides. If the Red Sox wanted to move somebody off the plate, they risk getting thrown out.
A lot of times you'll see hitters that are mad. Then they'll try to steal a base.
This is after the bench is returned. Ground ball, and that'll do it. So much ado about nothing. As we go to the 6th, it's 4-0 Red Sox.
Bob Lorenz with your Audi update. Diamondbacks and Rays tonight, and bottom of the first, Junior Caminero off Zach Gallen hammers it to center and gone. It's a 3-run home run to give the Rays a lead. For Caminero, his 20th of the year, but get this, 3 of those came last night against Kansas City. And he's back at it again. Rays up 3-1, guys.
Thank you, Bob. Around the majors, our good buddy Carlos Mendoza fired by the Mets today. Record of 34-47 this season. Told you about Junior Caminero, and Wyatt Langford has been hot for the Rangers last 13 games. Bounced up there 1-1 on Volpe.
Yeah, Wells talking about how his hands are hanging over the plate. Yeah. Yeah, and he gets closer after. I mean, I don't know the point that you're trying to prove here, because by doing this, right, 20 years ago, he would have drilled him the next pitch. You want to get hit? Well, here it is. But guys don't do that today.
He wants to get hit. He wants to fight.
Yeah.
Volpe down on strikes.
I mean, even though he doesn't have his great fastball, he's still got life to it. It's because of his arm angle, right? Yes,
definitely. He hides the ball well and his low release point. Big frame, extension, gets down the mound. If you watch, when you talk about pitchers and extension, it starts with his lower half. If you watch his kick leg and how he straightens it out and really extends down the mound, that's how you get extension.
So he's like reaching with his lead leg.
Yes. Watch the kick leg. The kick leg's up, and watch the full extension now after. That allows him to get way down the mound, and that's how you get extension and release the ball closer to plate.
1-2.
And you could see Will Warren's mark on the other side. And Will Warren gets good extension as well, but it's not. It's like 6 inches less.
Yes.
See, Will's on the left side of the screen.
And that'll do it for the perfect game as the Yankees get their first base runner. Jones singles to left center field.
Yeah, he was feeling something special maybe tonight. I mean, he was throwing the ball extremely well. His pitch count was down, and this is just a little slider. It's flat, and that's why he was able to hit it. It didn't have the depth. See the frustration? Coney, you had a few of those where you thought maybe tonight's the night.
There's no doubt you think about it. His pitch count was down, even though you got a lot of outs left. I was thinking about it after 5, and then you kind of fight yourself. Well, it's too early, but you can't help but think about it. It's over now.
And a lot of times you'll see a catcher run out, especially with a young pitcher. Like, okay, that's over with. Turn the page. Now just get outs.
Two on one. And 2-2.
And that's the other thing about when four-seamers have carry. The ball down, you think is going to be down, and it stays on plane. And you take it, say, no, that's going to be down. I'm not swinging at that. And it stays on plane.
Those are easier pitches to frame for catchers, too, because the true riding action of a four-seamer down.
And that's caught by the second baseman, Siegler, as Jones scurries back.
professional women's softball.
Saturday on Yes.
There's Paul Goldschmidt, 0 for 2 against Tolley. 0-1.
Interesting enough, Coney, the third time through is actually the best for him. And it's probably unlimited numbers, but the third time through, hitters are hitting 185 with a 482 OPS. That's pretty good for a young pitcher.
You know, I think one thing you have to look at with pitchers, starting pitchers in the third time through the order, is how many pitches they have going through the third time in the order. It's more like pitch 75 to 100, what you do with those pitches in today's game for today's starters.
One and 2 on Goldschmidt. Swing and a miss. Well, the Yankees get their first hit, but nowhere close to scoring a run. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Yankee fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on the 4th of July to celebrate the country's 250th birthday and get a special Yankees cap. First 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a red, white, and blue Yankees cap courtesy of Baby Ruth. Tickets are going fast, so get your tickets today at Yankees.com. Just missed. Between innings, Todd Tixner and Aaron Boone had a discussion. Boone saying, hey, this guy's crowding the plate. He did not throw that ball at him. Why was there a warning?
And the problem with that is a ball could get away and accidentally hit a hitter, and then he gets suspended. And you're the Yankees, you can't afford that. I mean, that's the problem with the warnings sometimes.
ABS challenge presented by T-Mobile.
And I'm going to say that Warren's pitch that almost hit him was 2 inches off the plate. That's it. That should not come that close to a hitter.
Fouled away. That one just missed. Count full. Durbin 1 for 2, bunt single. Came around to score, and then a fly ball to center. Another one to center. Spencer Jones misplayed it. Gets off his glove. Kind of knuckled on him out there. And Durbin's at second. We'll see if they score. It should be an E8.
Yeah, because he looked like he had a beat on it, and it, with how the line drive hit, you see the turn on that ball. I mean, that ball knuckled away from him, and that should be a double. Because I don't think you can expect an outfielder to necessarily always catch that. That ball took off.
Yeah, the first shot we had really showed the movement on that ball, and that really was like a knuckleball.
It's like a knuckle slider.
That ball took off. Made a left-hand turn on him.
Here's Siegler. The official score is not yet decided. Right to Volpe, gobbles it up, almost rolled up his arm, stayed with it, and he gets Siegler. Moving to third is Durbin.
Michael, you talked about Connor Wong losing a lot of opportunities last year. He got catcher's interference that he hurt his left hand, and then he had an issue with his right hand. Ended up having surgery on that hand, and I think it gave him problems all last year. You're seeing more of the guy from 2024 this year now that he's healthy.
Yankees bring the infield in. The official scorer really having a tough time with this one. Still has not decided hit or E8.
You have any doubt that that should be a hit?
I see double. I mean, that ball really, the first replay we showed, that ball moved 20 feet away from him. It took a left-hand turn. And that's what knuckleballs do. It's kind of, you know, talk about wind drag or seam shifted wake. That was seam shifted wake on a line drive.
Yeah, he has not been able to land that pitch, and you're gonna see this. Yeah, it was going to, if you're being Spencer Jones his left, and all of a sudden it turned right.
They just scored it a double. That's going to get a run in. Deep fly ball. Jones backing up, makes the catch on the track. Tagging is Durbin, and it's 5-0 Boston.
Pretty good baseball there. Get him over, get him in. The guy that needed to move him hit the ball up the middle. The guy that needed to get him in hit a sac fly through the middle of the field.
Chang swings and misses. Had a double to center in the fourth, his first big league hit.
You can see Will Warren driving the bus. He's got the pitch comm on his belt, and he's calling his own pitches.
Well, I always wonder what it's like. This is his 16th start. He's had 3 different catchers this year. I mean, and each catcher has to be a little bit different.
You can see he's the one punching the buttons.
I wonder if a catcher's ever shaken a pitcher off when he gets him this side. No.
Dueling banjos on the button.
3-2 on Chang. And a walk.
He is a base runner, and he is a steal. He's 10 for 17, but here comes Aaron Boone. It looks like he's going to make a change here.
And he's going to make the call to the bullpen. Red Sox leading this one 5-0. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by the New York Lottery. Play today and start imagining your win. By your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Learn more at genesis.com. And by Optimum Fiber, famously fast fiber internet. Some pretty good center fielders. And on this day in 1979, Bobby Mercer was reacquired by the Yankees from the Chicago Cubs. Ryan Yarbrough takes over for Will Warren. And Gasper turns around to the right side. And a strike. 1-1.
Interesting stat on Will Warren. No strikeouts tonight. He has really struggled with Boston. 11 strikeouts and 14 2/3 coming in tonight. It makes you wonder if they have something on him. I mean, those are the things that make you think about that, and sometimes you get paranoid about it, but they didn't swing and miss a whole lot tonight. And I know his stuff was not sharp tonight, but at least one. I mean, he has a high strikeout rate.
They got him. Good angle, good throw by Goldschmidt. 1-3-4 to end the inning. We go to the 7th. The Yankees looking for some runs. They're down 5-0 here at Fenway. Cooking up something special with Hexclad. Join the hybrid revolution at hexclad.com. Really impressive that third time through the order. 185 batting average against, and OPS is the lowest of the 3 times around.
Tell you what, there are those pitchers that you always felt that could smell it, smell the finish line. Like Justin Verlander, I used to be so impressed with him. He'd throw 93 to 95 the first time through the order. The third time, 98, 99. I mean, he felt a win. And this kid, even though it's not a lot of times through, the third time because he's young in his career, really been good.
Well, once again, it helps when you're going the third time through the order and you only have 70 pitches, 71 now. And it's been an effortless night for him. He's cruised for the most part.
Right field and deep. Going back, Abreu, and reaches out to make the play. An outstanding right fielder, and he hauled it in. Took an extra base hit away from Rosario.
Yeah, 2 Gold Gloves the last 2 years, and an outstanding jump on this baseball. 15 defensive runs saved, tied with his teammate Rafael Ceda. And look at the ball coming. Where's that coming from? I mean, you think that there's a netting that can't get through. Where'd that come from, Coney?
No clue. I'm not sure if Tolley picked it up and then when he was getting ready to release the ball or not.
And that's a pearl. See, now that ball is farther in than the one to Contreras.
Looped into shallow center field, but caught by Chang for the second out. Let's check out tonight's injury report brought to you by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. Max Fried expected to face hitters early next week. He's been on the IL since May 16th with a left elbow bone bruise. Meredith, you have some more on Max?
Well, Michael, I spoke to pitching coach Matt Blake earlier today. He said that session will most likely take place on Tuesday. Also noteworthy, Clark Schmidt is expected to face live hitters for the first time since undergoing TJ. That would be a huge step in his rehab process. So 2 Yankee starters on the mend.
That one is ripped down the left field line, foul. So 2 blistering shots off the bat of Dominguez, both foul. So Duran makes some friends, and that's a nice gesture by the fan. Gives it to the kid. He checks his swing. Top of the 7th inning, 5-0 Red Sox. Yankees have just 1 hit. A single by Spencer Jones with 1 out in the 6th. He's the only base runner. And there's the first walk by Toll. He turns his back on home plate, upset with himself as Dominguez gets on. Caballero is playing third today. We'll take a look at the Allstate Good Hands replay.
Yeah, he has to come in hard on this one. A really quick transfer, like he's turning a double play, an accurate throw. And then this is smart. He steps in front of Volpe. He's playing basically almost as shortstop and beats the runner to second base. I always worried about pitchers when you haven't been in the stretch much, and all of a sudden you're in the stretch. I mean, he's been in the stretch for 2 hitters so far, and he's much better with nobody on. Hitters hit 187 compared to runners on 270.
And again, he turns his back on home plate, and Wong's going to go out and talk with him. Facially, kind of looks like the guy from Parks and Recreation, Nick Offerman.
I see that.
Guerrero warming up.
Coney, what's the feeling when you've been in the windup for, I don't know, 10, 11, 12 hitters, and that first time you go to the stretch?
It's a real thing. Yeah, something you have to contend with in terms of timing, delivery, when your foot lands, where your release point is. If the runner has speed, you're trying to quicken up your delivery. You have a distraction, possibly. Now, with a 5-0 lead here and 2 outs, he shouldn't have that problem.
Caballero takes inside, 1-0. And a strike. 3-1. Yankees looking to get some late inning lightning here at Fenway. And that's ball 4. So 2 straight 2-out walks, and that brings up Chisholm. So a trip to the mound to talk things over. Maybe Tolle is getting fatigued here in the 7th inning. He's in 86 pitches, 59 strikes. So he will take on Jazz Chisholm, who's 0 for 2 against him tonight. Dominguez at second. Caballero is at first. And the pitch. A strike from Tolle. Red Sox 5 runs, 7 hits. The Yankees no runs on 1 hit. A walk to Dominguez with 2 outs, followed by a walk to Caballero. Yankees have their first runner in scoring position. High fly ball center field. Rafaela back. A lot of room out there on the track. He makes the play, and that'll do it. Yankees strand 2. Time for the stretch at Fenway. It's 5-0 Red Sox.
Time for your Ford Studio update. Bob and Adam with you. And the Yankees hitters having all kinds of problems with Peyton Toley's elite stuff tonight.
He's been incredible tonight. He's getting ahead of everybody. All his fundamentals are locked in. It's kind of the reverse of what the Red Sox hitters are doing to Will Warren. Yankees aren't making it hard enough on Peyton Toley, and you see the results.
You know, it's interesting. It is Fenway. They're down 5 runs. Can they get something going? They're going to have to try that or get Toley out of the game. We're going to recap all of it for you coming up on the WB Mason postgame. Look forward to seeing you right after the game. Michael, guys, back to you.
Thank you, guys. 5-7-0 for the Red Sox. Just 1 hit, no runs for the Yanks. Will Warren went 5 2/3. Spencer Jones broke up a perfect game in the 6th inning with a single. Peyton Toley 7 strong, 1 hit, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. Contreras 2 for 2 and caused the benches to clear. The pitch to Gasper is inside as we start the bottom of the 7th inning. Yarbrough came on with Chang at first to face Gasper, but then he got Chang stealing 1-3-4. Two 2-0. And a strike, 2-1. Fly ball left field. Bellinger will make the play for the first out. So Gasper got off to such a great start. Is now 7 for his last 49. Well, you know he's not coming back. He is certainly seemed as if he's reached all that stress and tension. He looked gassed though in the 7th inning.
Yeah. I mean, he's only averaged about 87 pitches per start. He was at 88. It's a guy that has not thrown a ton of innings yet. 105 last year between A-ball, AA, AAA in the big leagues, and he's at 85 already. And you think you're only halfway done with the season, so you got to conserve some innings.
Rip foul.
And it's the first time ever in his career that he went back-to-back on normal rest.
You know, you look at the Red Sox this year and their record in last place. You know, I mentioned the runs they've scored and the runs they've allowed.
Squibb first base, grabbed there by Goldschmidt. And he gets it to Yarbrough for the 2nd out.
You know, Pythagorean theorem says that they should be closer to 500. 39 based on the runs they've allowed and the runs they've scored. Their pitching is good. We've seen it early last night. Obviously, Toley tonight. Ranger Suarez has been very good. That 33-46 record, they've underachieved. And the offense is the story. And there's going to be a little bit of regression to the mean. There's going to be some guys that come up. Durbin's come up a little bit. They get healthy. They should have a better record than they do. In the American League this year, it's still wide open. Extra wild card round. You know, if I'm Boston,
the problem they're going to run into, they're 29th in runs, is all the rookie starters they have. They're probably going to hit innings limit here at some point. They have the 2nd most innings from rookies. They have the most innings, the 2nd most starts, the most wins, and eventually they're going to hit the wall.
Former Yankee Tommy Kahnle getting ready.
You know, the thing I've noticed over the last few years, and we saw it with Garrett Cole a little bit coming back from his injury, is that the medical testing they do now is almost more reliable than just the number of innings you throw. They can really find out whether you're fatigued or not, rather than an arbitrary number of innings. Yes, your point's well taken, though. Yes, they are young, and you certainly need to monitor their workload. But you know, we'll see on down the stretch.
They can look at velocity. They can look at arm angle. They can look at spin rates. They can look at so many different things now. And Hitters a lot of times will tell you when a pitcher's fatigued.
Three and two.
Roger used to love when we did that.
Good at bat for Abreu, really battling.
Well, he's had a really good year against left-handers. The surprise is he hasn't hit right-handers like he has in the past, but he's hitting .375 with a couple homers off of lefties.
And he works a walk, and now we'll see Contreras come up. See if there's any spillover from his last at bat. And you'll see he's not nearly as close as he was in that last at bat when he was standing on that front line.
Yeah, his foot was across that line, Michael, that you brought up. It was halfway almost across it.
So he was trying to goad Warren into hitting him, and then he would have the fight that he seemed to be looking for. Oh, and 2.
I think it's sometimes veterans trying to intimidate young players, young pitchers too.
Swing and a miss. The Yankees get him on strikes. Red Sox strand one. We go to the 8th. Well, fans, the next game on Yes is Monday as the Yankees are back at the Bronx for a rematch with the Tigers. Extended coverage starts at 5 with 2 full hours of pregame leading up to first pitch at 7:05 on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. Now, Yes will have post-game coverage following the final out of the nationally broadcast Yankee Red Sox games on Saturday and Sunday. Remember, this guy, Tommy Kahnle, comes on. Former Yankee, made his season debut on June 4th. He's going to throw a lot of changeups. That's the scouting report. Kahnle is 36 years old, 12th big league season. Ten familiar faces, former Yankees on the active Red Sox roster. So 10 of them on this Red Sox team.
I was only 4 short when I brought it up last night.
I think we got to 8.
So 10 of 26. Boston Bombers. The 1-1. Drilled into left center field. That's going to find the wall. Played out there beautifully by Rafaela, going for 2 as Volpe, and he makes it. Leadoff double for Anthony Volpe.
Yeah, he gets a high changeup here, and he is all over this pitch. And there's not as much separation between his changeup and his fastball that used to be about 97, 98 as there is now. So changeup, you leave it up, and hitters are probably going to do some damage. And it's running back into Anthony where I think he likes it. I think he likes the ball coming back into him. And in most places, that's kind of a jog stand-up double. You got to sprint. I got a feeling this ball could go a long ways.
So here's Jones. And a strike. 5 1/3 innings of perfect ball for Tolley before Jones dunked one into left center field for a base hit. Yankees' first base runner He's 1 for 2. Yankees trying to get something going. Fouled straight back. He's thrown some fastballs, so in the 2024 postseason run with the Yankees, he threw 61 consecutive changeups during that run.
And he didn't get hit either. That's probably the most amazing thing. His numbers were great. But I remember Lance McCullers in 2017, Michael, where he threw like 40 curveballs in a row. And we were not able to pick it up and make the adjustment.
Grounded and grabbed there by Siegler. And he just gets Spencer Jones route number 1. Moving to third is Volpe.
Yeah, pretty good play by Siegler here. He was drafted as a shortstop. He comes up, gets up quickly, makes an accurate throw to first base. He's had a pretty good series. He's had some hits. You see Spencer Jones hustling, trying to beat this out. Just can't do it.
Now the Yankees will send up Austin Wells to pinch hit for Sanchez. His changeup usage last year was 86%. And this year it's 65%.
I see he's mixed in some sliders this year. I don't know if I've ever seen him throw one. Managed him for a few years.
Tommy threw the final pitch of Detroit's season last year. 15th inning of Game 5 of the ALDS in Seattle. Polanco walk-off single. And the Mariners went to the ALCS. 1-2 on Wells. Volpe leads off third. Red Sox have the infield back, of course. Off the change. Danny Coulomb warming. Saw him yesterday. Former battery, and they are battling.
Michael, you talked about he threw 86% changeups last year?
Yeah.
Hitters only hit 217. And you would think if a guy threw 86% fastballs and you sold out on fastball, you would hit more than 270. That's how good his changeup is, because why would you sit on anything else? But it's really hard as a hitter to say, sit on a changeup.
The thing of it is that his changeup's more of a power changeup, more like a sinker. It's in the upper 80s, 89 miles an hour, so it kind of serves like a sinker for him. Gets a lot of ground balls.
2-2. Rip foul. Wells has worked the count full. Goldschmidt on deck. Noise here in the background. Crowd doing the wave here at Fenway. And the 3-2. Hit sharply and grabbed by Siegler. Turns it into an out. It's an RBI though as Volpe crosses, and it's 5-1 the Red Sox. Nice play by Siegler.
Yeah, another ball that Wells hits hard and gets nothing to show for it. A really good at bat. Siegler does a good job of using his drop step to give him a little bit more room to catch this ball because it's hit so hard, and then he has plenty of time to throw him out.
So the Yankees finally on the board at 5-1. Here's Goldschmidt with 2 outs in the 8th. Congratulations to Paul Goldschmidt on being voted the Montefiore Einstein Player of the Week. With those numbers, why not? I think it's the 3rd straight week that he's won. It's going to be challenged by Wong. It was called a ball by Tyler Jones. So Boston retains the challenge. They still have 2. The 1-1. Grounded to Siegler. And he gets 3 assists. He makes the final out, and we go to the bottom of the 8th. Time for the Yankees bullpen budget, brought to you by Citizens. Make sense of your money with Citizens. You would think everybody's available, but a question mark next to Bednar and Cruz. They like to avoid using them 3 out of 4 games, but I'm sure if there's a save opportunity, you might see them use Bednar. Austin Wells, who pinch hit for Sanchez, takes over behind the plate. And Yarbrough is in there for his 2nd full inning of work. Duran, Durbin, and Siegler here on the bottom of the 8th. One and 0. Driven to center field. It's a base hit for Duran.
This is when he's at his best, when he's going up the middle or the other way. A really high OPS when he hits the ball the other way. Just a really good swing. Now he's 3 for his last 34.
That's going to do it for Yarbrough. As Aaron Boone will go to the bullpen. Coming up, Caleb Durbin. Yankees down 5-1. Time to answer Name That Yankee. A reminder on the clues. Anybody?
Chris Young.
CY. There he goes.
Had a really good year for us, and I think he ended up getting a 3-year deal in Boston because of it.
And we go to the vault.
He could have fastball middle in.
Oh, yes, he could. He had a ton of power. Was a good outfielder, could run. Does a great job on the MLB network now. But, I mean, you can see him just get on top of that fastball and just hit it out of Yankee Stadium.
Runner goes, throw to second. Safe. Duran gets in ahead of the tag by Jazz Chisholm.
Duran does a really good job of sliding away from the tag. I think he's safe. Well, it would be the first time he was thrown out all year. He's 11 for 11. He got that green and green. It's kind of tough to see. I don't think the strings count anymore, do they?
I do not believe the strings count.
Yeah, they used to count, but they don't count anymore.
I still think he got him even without the strings.
Well, before that attempt, he was 102 for 119 in his career. I mean, just a heck of a percentage.
I don't know if it's enough to overturn.
I agree. I'm not sure you can overturn that.
The call on the field is confirmed. Rubber safe. New York.
It's not a backbreaker if you lose your challenge in the 8th, because if there's a close play, you can appeal to the ump to challenge it. You don't need a challenge left.
It's a really good point, Michael.
So Yerry De Los Santos with an 0-1 count on Durbin. And he bunted and got hit.
Yeah, so that remains a strike. I mean, he just dislocated his left pinky on Wednesday. You're going to see him get hit. Hits his bicep and the bat.
Fouled it off his forearm, it looks like.
And his hand is completely wrapped around the bat. That is not how you teach it. You're supposed to just kind of have half the bat in your hand so it doesn't hit your fingers, because it can hit your fingers and break your fingers.
You've heard that, right, David?
Yeah, it hurts.
You have a finger that's making a left turn. Look how his hand is wrapped all the way around the bat. That is not how you teach it.
Dangerous.
Yes. He probably got lucky it hit his bicep and not his fingers.
Yes. It's like cracking walnuts up against the bat.
And he goes around, so a strikeout for De Los Santos.
De Los Santos, if you're a Boston Red Sox, can't be a comfortable at bat, because we've seen him throw one behind the left-handed hitter. That one was way inside. On the bunt attempt.
Ziegler takes a strike. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. It's 5-1 Boston. Inside.
Well, you don't see black spikes like that anymore, right?
I like them. Kind of like those old Rydels you wore when you were a young player. Oh, you're not quite that old.
Patent leather too. Got a little shine on there. Wear that with a tuxedo.
I put those shoes on. Those would be the nicest shoes I wore all year. Definitely the dressiest.
Spoils that one. Now Watson joins Guerrero, who was warming up earlier. Grounded to first. It's a fair ball. Goldsmith steps on the bag. Moving to third is Durant. So 2 down. get live games and exclusive Yankees content. Download the Got No Sports app to stream highlights, player interviews, podcasts, original series, and so much more. And it's all free to access with an eligible TV subscription. So sign in today.
Coney, I want you to watch where Yerry De Los Santos' arm goes when he gets at the top when he takes it back. Kind of strange, right? That the hand's pointing down.
Yeah, kind of leads with his elbow back. Sort of a reverse W style is what a lot of pitching coaches start to describe that. You know, it used to be frowned on, that sort of arm action. I mean, but now a little different. I think Lucas Giolito was the first one we kind of saw really shorten up like a catcher and shorten up his arm. That's become in vogue and something that was really frowned on back in the day. Maybe the best one I've ever saw that threw like that was Billy Wagner. That slingshot, lead with your elbow back up, reverse W.
Ground ball and through for a base hit. So Wong picks up an RBI single, and the Red Sox again up by 5 at 6-1.
Gave up a couple unearned runs last night, but this is an earned run as this sinker just gets too much of the plate, too elevated, too easy for Connor Wong to handle, and just out of the reach of Anthony Volpe.
Let's check out the Optimum Fiber Famously Fast replay.
Yeah, this is Sung Chae Chang's first hit. He was 0 for 7 last year. His first hit made him 1 for 9 so far, and then he walked later on, so he's had a pretty good night. Got a lot of categories checked there. Fielder's choice, an RBI, double walk. Played good defense, and he's known as a defender.
High fly ball, deep center. Going back, Jones on the track and makes the play. So Chang gave it a ride. Insurance run for the Red Sox. We go to the 9th inning. Yankees down by 5. Check out the Mercedes-Benz road ahead. 2 more games against the Red Sox at Fenway. Tomorrow's on ABC. Sunday's on NBC, but post-game coverage on Yes. Then the Yankees return home. 3 against the Tigers. They just took 2 out of 3 in Detroit from the Tigers. Thursday's an off day, and then 3 against the Twins. Ryan Watson will come on to try to get the final 3 outs. Yankees are trailing this one 6-1. Yankees lost 6-3 yesterday. They have Rosario, Bellinger, and Dominguez due up, and there's going to be a pinch hitter for Rosario. It'll be Ben Rice. Ben Rice 0 for 5 last night, 4 for his last 26. He got the day off today, and the last time he was not in the starting lineup was on May 7th. And his recent slump has taken him from 294 to 281. That slump continues with a ground ball to Siegler. Well, fans, after the final out, get highlights, analysis, clubhouse interviews, and we'll hear from Aaron Boone on the manager's report. It's all coming up on the WB Mason Yankees postgame. There's Cody Bellinger. He is 0 for 3 and 4 for his last 30. That's in 9 games. Cody's average down to 265. He's been much better this year in the Bronx than he is on the road. Home 367, road 188.
And he's been so important in Yankee wins, Michael. 324 during their wins, 174 during their losses. He's so important to this offense.
One and 2.
That's home and road splits that you were talking about, Michael.
And really, when you ask him or anybody around the Yankees, well, it's all going to even out. But, you know, today's game 81, the official halfway point of the season. So that's more than just a trend. Now, he's built for Yankee Stadium, but he's also not a 188 hitter on the road. 3-2. And that one is lined to Durbin, so he hit him well, but right at Durbin. Yankees are down to their final out. There's Jason Dominguez 0 for 2 with a walk. Yankees have just 2 hits in this game. A Jones single, a Volpe double, and Volpe scored the Yankees' only run. And that's going to be challenged by Dominguez. It's a strike call. Oh, is that close? So 2-0. Watson, 28, made his major league debut this year, March 28th.
At the halfway point, he's got a lot of innings. I mean, this is like 44 innings for him. So he's obviously a multiple inning reliever guy. But for a rookie year, he's been worked plenty.
He has. He's got a good cutter. This is a cutter inside. You can see Dominguez over the top.
That one's ripped down the right field line. It's a base hit, and it bounces into the seats right near the pesky pole. So it's a double for Dominguez.
Well, he does a much better job of clearing a space so he can pulling his hands in more and getting it to the barrel, not hitting it so deep in the zone, and that's why he's able to keep it fair and hit that hard double down the right field line.
Just the 3rd hit for the Yankees. Caballero swings at the first pitch and lofts it to left field. Duran is there. And the Red Sox win is 6-1. They've taken the first 2 games of this 4-game set. Kind of a lifeless ball game for the Yankees. Not much offense and pretty good Red Sox pitching.
Well, I think the story today was Peyton Tolley. He was dominant. He kept his pitch count down. He went through hitters really, really quickly, was throwing 10 pitches an inning, and his stuff was great today.
It just shows you when you throw strikes, put the hitters on the defensive, you can take advantage and mow down some innings.
Well, at the halfway point of the season, the Yankees are on pace for 96 wins, but right now they've lost the first 2 to the Red Sox. Yankees lose 6-1. We take a look at the game-changing drive of the game, brought to you by Audi and the all-new Audi Q3.
Well, a 1-2 hanging sweeper from Will Warren to Contreras makes the score 4-0 as he hits his 17th home run of the year, and it was a long one.
Time now for the Chevy player of the game.
Well, on the mound, Peyton Tolley was in complete control, got through 7 innings, only 1 hit, flirted with a perfect game through 5. And tonight, he turned Fenway Park into Peyton's place. He was that good.
6-1, Red Sox win. It's at 2 hours and 21 minutes. Will Warren, his 3rd loss of the year. Wilson Contreras had the big game. Coming up, on the Yes Network. Stay tuned for the WB Mason postgame show with Bob Lorenz and Adam Ottavino. Special thanks to producer Troy Benjamin, director Dan Barr, Mike Webb, and our executive producer of the Yes Network is Mr. Jared Ames-Boschnack. Join us again Monday when the Yankees return to the Bronx for a rematch against the Tigers. Coverage will begin at 5 p.m. on Yes, with first pitch coming shortly after 7. Again, the final score, it's the Red Sox 6 and the Yankees 1. For David Cohn, Joe Girardi, and Meredith Morakovitz, I'm Michael K. saying see ya from Fenway Park in Boston. Now let's go to Bob Lorenz and Adam Ottavino standing by in our Yes Network studios with the post-game show. Guys,